about to get started. Welcome. We've got a few people with us on Facebook. Happy to have you. Good to have our folks in the Zoom room. Hello, Robin. Hello, Heather. Hello, Allison. All you beautiful people. Tisha, Sherry. Howdy. Hey, Joni Garrett. Hey, Polly on Facebook. Good to have Miss Polly. Allison asking a question. She's jump starting this for us. Good job. If I have Spark but no food until after my 12 plus hours, is that still an intermittent fasting type of day? I say yes. Yes. Some studies should suggest that caffeine can disrupt the phenomenon of autophagy that we're working for. But if it does, it's very mild, downgrade. I guess I'll get my words going here in a minute. But no, I don't Spark, caffeine from coffee. I still have those beverages even during my fasting times, unless perhaps maybe I'm doing more of a spiritual fast, not necessarily one for my physical health or to lose weight. I don't like to be enslaved by anything. So if I feel like I'm drinking way too many Sparks, then I might fast from those. Like Julie Mirandino, she's a couple of times has fasted from social media and has shared with folks how that's been very beneficial for her, because she doesn't want to be enslaved by that. I hope I'm saying that right, Julie. But same thing with caffeine or alcohol or whatever it is. The Apostle Paul said that I have freedom, and I hate to see good Christian folks trying to take other good Christian folks' freedoms away from them. That's a whole nother lesson, because we have liberty. But like the Apostle Paul said, I won't be enslaved by anything. So where we have liberty and where we have freedom, if we're not careful, we can overindulge in those things until they become a habit, a bad habit, and then we can become enslaved. So for me, anything I know that isn't good for me, if I overindulge in it, there are times when I will fast completely from it. I don't want to be enslaved by caffeine. So, but as far as your question goes, no, it will not affect your fasting standing. Welcome, everybody. I'll get to some more of these questions. But I do want to make introductions. We do have a few new people signing up every day that are unfamiliar with us and what we do. So if my experienced members will bear with me, my name is Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds on this phenomenal program. Glory to God. Bless the name of the Lord at all times. I've lost over 100 pounds and come off all prescription medications. It's been the honor of my life for God to have ordered my steps without me knowing that's what God was doing 20 years ago to start teaching weight loss and wellness. And we've maintained this little underground program for 20 years with the Lord's help. And here we are today, still getting to help folks. And we've got a great Shibboleth family that helps us help people. And we appreciate them so much. So there's three types of members here. There's our free community members. There are our lifetime members and our amazing partners. And we just want our lifetime members and partners to know how much we appreciate you for letting God use you in my life and in Sasha's life to help us help people. You are literally, as a lifetime member and partner, you are literally directly involved with saving lives. So on those days you don't feel like you're living a purpose-driven life, you're letting life get the best of you, just know that by being a part of Shibboleth, your life does have a lot of meaning and purpose. You're saving lives. And we're going to start with your own. The Bible says no one has ever lived that hasn't loved themselves. And I see that as a real problem amongst the people of God. We're not loving ourselves properly. We're not taking care of our temple. So let's make today a good launching point for that. This 11 o'clock session is always the basics and fundamentals. Now, we'll be making some schedule changes soon based upon some of your great feedback from last week. I asked for some feedback and got a lot of great feedback. And we're looking at that to figure out what the best way forward is. So thank you for that feedback. But today at 11, we focus on the fundamentals, the bulletproof shield, the lifestyle, food categories, food combinations, and meal ideas. At the 12 o'clock hour today, that session will change soon, but at the 12 o'clock hour today, we will do a little deeper dive and help people personalize their program for those that want to come to the 12 o'clock session. We'll answer questions. We'll try to keep Q&A in the 11 o'clock session focused on the fundamentals and basics. And then at 12 o'clock, there's no holds bar. We'll answer anything that you need us to answer. I've been doing this 20 years. I feel like I'm well qualified to help folks lose weight, keep it off forever, but I am not a physician. Don't claim to be one. I do not treat, cure, prescribe, diagnose. If you have any underlying illness, everything we just discuss eating food, if your old diet, if you come here because your old diet was leading you down a path of a lack of wellness, nothing we talk about here is going to be worse than what you were doing. But I still feel like I should tell you, if you have any underlying issues going on, you need to take this program to your physician and get them to look at the foods that you'll be eating. And if there's foods you shouldn't be eating due to underlying disease or issues, you can just cross those off the list and we'll go forward that way. On our website at the bottom in the site map, you'll see letter to my doctor. You can print that out and carry that to your doctor, and your doctor can work in conjunction with us and as the expert, and we can modify an approach that's tailored to you and for you. All right, with that said, we're going to get with it. We already had some questions pop up, so let me get to that, and then we'll see what time is left for me to get into the lesson. Hey, Diane. Hey, everybody. Good morning. So let's see, where did I see that? Answered Allison's question. Don't forget, if you want to ask your question privately, there in the Zoom room, there's a little Q&A button, and you can do that, and I'll do my best. I'm conditioned to call people by their first name, but I'll do my best if you click on the Q&A button and ask your question there, to be mindful that you want to be anonymous. Lisa says, I'm addicted to Power Crunch bars and hot chocolate, so taking advantage of the PCHC Wow Challenge today. Good one to do. You've got a Power Crunch bar with polypeptide proteins that are easy for the body to absorb, getting a lot of protein to preserve muscle. So the hot chocolate also has a lot of protein. You're controlling insulin, and if you end your day in a calorie deficit, and you continue to control insulin like you will with that Wow Challenge, you're going to have a great day today. Carla says, good morning. Too many holidays this weekend. That's what the lifestyle is all about. We celebrated Easter. We work hard. We play hard. We got through that. We celebrated. We did too. And now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get back to work. And I'm ready for it. I don't know about y'all, but I love getting back to the lifestyle. That's when this is a good little teaching moment. That's when you're on the right path. That's when you know it. When you dread getting back to your lifestyle, you're not on the right path. Because if we're going to lose weight and keep it off, we've got to enjoy not only the results, but the process. People don't do things in this world anymore. They don't do things that they don't want to do, except for brush their teeth and put on deodorant and go to a job they don't like. But we just, we're not going to do things we don't enjoy doing. You're on the right track when you had those holidays and you're like, it was good. I enjoyed taking a couple of days off and just being able to eat what I wanted to and celebrate with food and family. But my, I'm so looking forward to feeling better, eating good, feeling better, and getting back to my lifestyle. Then you're on the right path. I never worry about getting back to my Shibboleth lifestyle after a couple of days off. I never worry about it because I love the lifestyle more than I do the days off. So keep that in mind. Try to find ways to remap how you think about eating properly, so that you can get to a point where you really enjoy the process. Darlene, glad to be here for the first time as a lifetime member. Hey, everybody. would y'all all join me? We love to see our lifetime free community member becomes a lifetime member. Hey, welcome to the Lifestyle, Darlene. Welcome. This reminds me of many, many years ago. I went and bought a Harley Davidson many years ago. And they said, welcome to the family. And they rung a bell and it made me feel so good. Welcome, Darlene. Glad to have you. Vicky, I've been off track since Christmas and I'm trying to start back today towards my goal. Please help. Come on back. All you got to do is get started. So, Vicky, as we go through today's lesson, if you'll tell me where you're having a hard time, have you watched the fast track videos and earned that badge? That's a good start. This is a good start, getting back in live class. Are you having a problem with a meal plan? Have you not worked on your why? See, if you've got a big why, a big reason to do this, it's not hard to get going. So if you'll let me know, let's unpack, because there's so many things that could be holding you back, and I'm unfamiliar with what might be holding you back. Start telling me in the chat. I'll be mindful to keep an eye on you today. Let me know why you're struggling, and we'll all get you pointed in the right direction. Holiday yesterday, but so glad to be back. Good to have you. Looking for questions here. All right, Jessica, if you're falling under 7,000 calories per week, what would you recommend? First off, I would make sure that you truly are falling under 7,000 calories a week, my friend, because studies suggest that people that count calories often really, really underestimate the number of calories they actually consumed. So think that through first. Second, are you losing weight? If you're losing weight and you're under 7,000 calories, we need to find a way to be creative and get our calories up. If you're not losing weight and you're under 7,000 calories, let's really look at the calorie count that you're engaged with and make sure that calorie count's on point. And then if it still is, we have to look at how far below you're falling below 7,000 calories, because that's not mandatory to the program. And are you getting enough protein to preserve muscle? So that's the first thing we'd want to do. So let's say that your goal weight, Jess, this is a 12 o'clock question really, but I'm going to dive into it. Let's say that your goal is 140 pounds. Does anybody remember from previous lessons how much protein? Jessica, you don't mind telling us. What is your goal weight, Jessica? Do you mind sharing that with the group? 125. So Jessica's goal weight, again, 12 o'clock question, but that's cool. Everybody might benefit from this. We don't do calorie count and macro counting, but we have people that want to do that, right? So you can. You don't have to. I want to make that clear. You do not have to count macros or calories. You just have to follow the Shibboleth shield, and you're going to be perfectly all right. But some folks love to do a little. They want to hit the bullseye. Okay, so to hit the bullseye and optimize yourself, if her goal weight is 125 pounds, she wants about 0.5 gram to 1 gram of protein per day during a weight loss phase. So this is going to be 62.5 grams of protein a day. So, or up to, let's go on and put that up there, or up to 125 grams of protein a day. I'm not worried so much about these 7,000 calories, Jessica, as long as you're getting this amount of protein in. Otherwise, if you're getting that amount of protein in and your energy levels are on point, there's no need to go higher with these calories. You're a small person, you're not going to need a ton of calories. The reason everybody in our country is in this shape that we're in is obviously not that we're not eating enough. We typically just eat too much. So are you losing weight? If you are losing weight, are you getting enough protein in? So Jessica, do you feel like you're getting 62 to 125 grams of protein in? Because if you are, and are you still losing weight? Are you still losing 1 to 2 pounds a week? Tell me a little bit about that for the benefit of the whole group. This might help them make some decisions for their own health too. And again, for everybody, if you're in maintenance or you're trying to put on muscle, the protein's different. So it says I need to double check on the protein. I'm losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. I'd start there. You being below 7,000 for a few weeks until we navigate these rough waters with you is not going to hurt you. But long term, if you're under, anybody here, long term, if you're under 7,000 calories a week, after you burn through all of your excess fat, you're going to see your metabolism begin to diminish, and you're going to see a muscular loss. We don't want much muscular loss during our weight loss phase. I'm going to leave that discussion there because there's so many factors here, and this isn't really a one-on-one session. But hopefully, Jessica, that helps you. And in coming days and weeks, you can do even a better job of double checking your protein, and we can make some better decisions going forward about where you need to be. That makes sense to everyone else? Alicia says, my why had become more this week. We have been trying to get new life insurance for Joey and I have been denied 5 times because I had to take insulin when I was pregnant, and the company who said yes wants so much money. Sorry to hear that. That is sad. Sorry. Hey, Vicki, I've been a member since September 21st and done great until Christmas. Then I just got way off track, just eating what I wanted and not following the plan. Then I've had a lot of life events, haven't we all? Really, it's been tough, hasn't it? With family that has been very stressful, so I have put some of the weight back on. First question I would ask you is those stressful events, if they drove you to stressful eating and eating, not being mindful, you're not mindfully eating, you're just eating because you're stressed out, and maybe you use food as a crutch. Maybe you just really didn't want to focus on your own health or yourself because you're dealing with all these other anxious and stressful moments. How did that help? Did it alleviate the stress, or did it exacerbate it? It exacerbated it. Mouth pleasure, a few minutes of mouth pleasure never helps you deal with stress. Jesus does that. So I have a lifestyle. There are days I want to live this Shibboleth lifestyle. I'm at a level 10. There are days I'm at a level 8, and there are days I'm at a 5. I'm just lukewarm, but I do it anyway. Because as an adult, I already know where those other roads lead. For me to not follow this lifestyle, those roads lead to an unhealthy, miserable, sick Travis. I don't want that. I already know that. It's not as if I haven't already investigated where eating what I want, when I want, as much as I want. I have already investigated that and thoroughly vetted that process, and I don't like where that road goes. So all of us as adults here, we are adults, by the way. And to be an adult and make good decisions requires you to humble yourself in your heart like a little child. So if I humble myself in the heart like a little child, and I take instruction from people that know better than me, and then I apply that instruction, I'm going to be successful. And as an adult, I've thoroughly vetted out where improper eating leads, and I don't want any part of it. So as an adult, we all have to decide here, we get these decisions. It's your liberty to eat what you want to without a plan. You know, one quote says, a fool with a plan is better than a wise man without a plan. I consider myself a fool with a plan. People tell me all the time what a dodo bird I am, but you know what? A fool with a plan is better than a wise man without one. I know where overindulgent eating leads, and I want no part of it. You have to decide that for yourself. And then once you decide you don't want any part of it, you have to utilize the tools that are at your disposal. And this is the part that where it's not exciting. It's not sexy. People don't want to hear it. They want to keep suffering. If you want to keep suffering, everyone, you can keep suffering. You're an adult. See, in this life, is there anything, ding, 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 is there anything worse than suffering? Yes, it's called the abyss, nothingness. Read your Bibles. The abyss, even Legion, the demons, they wanted no part of the abyss. Ding, 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 teaching moment. We're all adults here, going to have to make some adult decisions today, right? We're not pitiful. We're inexcusable because we have the Holy Spirit. You know, the Bible talks about these demons that they were in this fella, and here comes Jesus, and Jesus was going to cast those demons out. The legion, there were many of them demons, evil spirits eating this little fella up, and Jesus was going to cast them out, and these demons perceived it, and they said, Jesus, whatever you do, these demons begged our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that we just celebrated, begged him to not send them to the abyss, nothingness. So why do people choose to suffer? Because it gives them identity. This might be picking on somebody. Most people in here are not going to get this discussion, but I just got unction that somebody's going to get this discussion. How many times have you chose to suffer? You know you're going to suffer if you eat that. You know it leads to suffering. You know it does, but you do it anyway. And you're like, why do I do that? When I would do good, why is evil always present with me? It's because you don't want to be in the abyss. You don't want nothingness. You'd rather have pain than nothingness. What we really want is pleasure. But many of us choose pain because we can't live with the voids. We don't want that abyss. So even those demons, they're like, please, whatever you do, don't send us to the abyss. Send us into those. Where did Jesus send Legion? Does anybody remember? He sent Legion, those demons, those evil spirits. He sent them into, that's right, Tammy. He sent them into a herd of pigs. I mean, that's like the most unclean animal on the planet almost, isn't it? And they would rather live in a herd of swine than they had live in the abyss. So a lot of people will choose suffering if they don't know where to find pleasure. Am I making any sense, or am I off the mark? A lot of people will choose suffering because it's something. They will choose instant gratification because it's something. No one here wants nothing. So a lot of this has to do with you haven't found where your pleasure is yet. You haven't installed a vision. You haven't installed a vision for your future where you see yourself healthy, happy, thriving, enjoying life. And until you do that, you're going to do good for a little while, and then you're going to find life getting in the way and you choosing suffering again. And, you know, you're going to go through some dry places. You're going to travel in the wilderness like the children of Israel while you're looking for the land flowing with milk and honey. But if you start taking care of yourself, you'll find new pleasures in life. I promise you. I've been there. I've walked this path that you're on. And there was times that the road to wellness is a lonely one at times, especially when your peer group or your family isn't really interested in their own health either. So once you decide you're going to make a change, you will have some lonely times. But if you'll keep going, even though it gets lonesome, and you'll keep finding yourself and working on yourself harder than you do anything else, reinventing yourself, you'll find true and lasting pleasure. And that vision will keep you going. People without a vision perish. That's why I get up every morning and I look at my vision for my life, for my future. Some of it's come to fruition, some of it not, but it keeps me going. And I know what I got to do to achieve that vision. So any eating what I want, taking holidays that are unplanned, that sets me back. So I hope that I'm making some sense and making some headway with someone, because you're choosing suffering. Please don't choose to suffer. Thank you, Vicki. Good job, Jessica. Keep up. Let's keep doing what you're doing, Jessica. It sounds like you're getting enough protein. That will minimize muscular loss. And try to get, what do I recommend? Add some protein, add some MCT oil. That'll get your calories up. Thank you, Darlene. We'll double check Facebook here. We'll get into a little bit of a lesson. Okay, so now lesson time. It's time for our lesson. How many of you started the year and you wanted to lose somewhere between 0? Now you wanted. Let me how do I phrase this? You had 50 pounds you wanted to lose this year. Let me just throw that out there, and the rest of you can just interpolate the data, right? You can make some sense of the data. How many of you wanted to lose 50 pounds this year so far? 50 or more? Do I have anyone that said me that you this year, not last year, this year, you had 50 or more to lose and you've lost it? Do I have anybody that's actually lost it? You've lost, not part of it, you've lost it. You lost what you wanted, you've lost 40 to 50 pounds this year. If you've done that, say, bless the name of the Lord. The Lord has really given me unction and ordered my steps. Those of you that haven't done it but wanted to, congratulations to those that have. You're uncommon. Congratulations. God bless you. Lets me know that you're following the program. You're eating under the Lord. Those of you that wanted to and did not, can I be honest with you? You could have already done that. How does that make you feel, knowing that you could have already done that and you didn't? All you had to do was follow the lifestyle, the stricter version of it, and you would already have that weight off. So now we've got to look at what held us back here. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at yourself. That's not what we want. When you're mad at yourself, I have to pack a lot into these classes, and I know some don't like that I do that. But we have to address the nutrition, and we have to address the behavior modification issue. Neither one is going to work without the other. So don't be mad at yourself. That's what the devil wants you to do. As long as you're mad at yourself and not mad at the devil, we're not going to make any progress. You're going to you're going to stop trusting yourself because you said you was going to do something. You didn't do it. Now you're mad at yourself, and it's a vicious circle. The one you ought to be mad at is the devil and those evil spirits of worry, regret, judgment, and shame. Let's just look at what are the triggers and what are the reasons that you were not as successful as you could have been. Number one, I can't tell you what you did that caused the problem, but I can tell you what you need to look at and need to do if you want to fix it. And number one, that is you need a why. Now, I've got a question for all of you. This doesn't take much time to do. How many of you have documented a very powerful reason to get your health back, to look lean, healthy, happy, feel happy? How many of you have developed a why with your vision tracker on the website or on a poster board or in a notebook, and you look at it at least 3 times a day? Do I have anybody that's done that? I call it my nightstand rule. I have it right on the nightstand. I'm going to look at it before bed. I'm going to look at it when I get up. And then I've got other means around the house through pictures and books and journals to just look for a minute, get my mind right. How many of you do that every day? You've developed a good why, and you remind yourself of it often throughout the day. Anybody doing that? If you're not doing that, may I ask with brotherly love, why not? May I ask, why not? Why would you not do that when it is paramount to your success? When the children of Israel were under the law, we're not under the law anymore. If you want to put yourself under the law, you go for it. Travis likes yacht rock too much to put himself under the yoke of bondage again. But if you want to, that's up to you. But those of you that have accepted Jesus, you're living in grace. You're living in grace. How about that? Okay? And now you're living in grace. You're not living under the law like the children of Israel. But those children of Israel, when they were under the law, they were so afraid that they were going to transgress against the law and have to deal with the punishment because they transgressed against the law. They took the commandments of Moses and put them on frontlets that were before their eyes all day so that they might be reminded what those commandments were, so that they might not defile themselves and they might not be punished for going against those commandments. Why would they put them as frontlets? Because during the day, their flesh, the spirit and the flesh are at war with one another. So if they didn't remind their spirit all day what those commandments were, they were apt to violate those commandments, and then they would die. So I suppose if I was going to die, I'm not going to die, I'm under grace. But I suppose if I was going to die, if I didn't follow the Shibboleth principles, I would keep them right in front of my face all day long until it becomes secondhand nature. So you're not under the law, but what I need you to do is take the things we're about to talk about very seriously, because this is what's holding you back. I have to look at my wine many times a day, before I eat especially. So if you really want to lose weight, because if you're just here and you're not trying to lose weight, you're really wasting your time, aren't you? Couldn't you do other things if you just settled this and say, look, I'm not going to try to lose weight anymore. I want to go just do what I want to do. Been there, done that, can't lose weight, don't want to no more, not going to try. I get that. That's no problem. I love you. Bye. But those of you that want to be here to lose weight, why would you keep coming and you not? Has anybody ever heard me say this before? Has anybody heard me talk about the wine before? I bet you have if you've been around any very long. And some of you still ain't doing it. Why? Some of you used to do it but stopped doing it, and you wonder why your weight loss stopped and you can't get motivated. No wonder. So you got to have a why. And then there's some daily principles. If you want to modify your behavior, you've got to be around like-minded people. You need to come to a live class at least once a week and really immerse yourself into the class. You've got to keep your goals and the educational tools that we give you. You got to keep all this top of consciousness. And you do this with connection. You do this with support. This is why the Bible tells us when it comes to our faith, fail not to assemble yourselves together with other like-minded people, right? Called the church. Because if you fail to assemble yourself together with other like-minded people, well, life's going to get in the way, and that devil, that adversary that's a roaring lion, is going to cause you to stumble. So we need to be around other like-minded people. For some of you, even your peers and your family and the ones you live around, they're not like-minded. So you need to come and be a part of a like-minded group. I'm not just throwing this stuff out here because it benefits me. It benefits you. You've got to do it. It benefits you. We know this. This isn't my thought. This is a fact because I see the data. People that have the most class attendance, they do the best. Then, after that, we want you to earn that badge, earn that fast track badge. Earn your fast track badge. We know that people that have a good foundation, like Jessica Streetman, she's asking more in-depth questions because she's got a foundation. Julie Marandino's got a great foundation. Earn your fast track badge. Live class, a fast track badge, and a big Y in the journal. This is your foolproof way to success. If you bite it, you write it, you hog it, you log it, you nibble it, you scribble it, you've got to have a journal. Do I have anybody doing 4 out of 4 of these things? Anybody? You're doing 4? I do 4 out of 4. No wonder I'm successful. Well, wait a minute now. I'm not saying I'm successful in every area of my life. I'm successful in this area. And it's because I do 4 out of 4 things. How many of you, and I won't yell at you, I just want to point it out so you can go, wow, this is really, I'm really getting this, okay? I may not want to do it. Let's call these 4 things my deodorant. All right? This is my deodorant. This is Shibboleth deodorant today. You can't see I wrote that up there, but it's deodorant. It's Shibboleth deodorant. Watch this. My mama Martin, she's gone on to be with the Lord. But one time I was smelling myself. I was smelling myself. Look there. You can tell I put on my deodorant. There's a white streak right there. I was smelling myself, and she said, "What's wrong, sonny boy?" And I said, "Mama, I stink." And she said, "Sonny boy, if you can smell yourself, other people been smelling you for days." When people tell me they're not being successful, I can smell it. When I start asking these questions, they're rhetorical. I already know they're not doing it, because if they were doing it, what would happen, everybody? They'd be successful. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Unless you're down to that last 10 pounds, that's hard to get off for all of us. We wouldn't even be having this discussion if you was doing 4 out of 4 things. So before I even ask the question, I already know the answer. I can smell you. Ooh. I hope I'm not offending you. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest, as my mama would say, honest. I'm being honest, honey. I'm being honest. You need to put on your deodorant. When I get up in the morning, I didn't jump out of bed this morning and go, "Boy, I can't wait to put on my deodorant. Where's my deodorant? This is about, I can't wait to put on my deodorant. Praise God, where's my deodorant? It's my favorite part of the day. Where's my toothbrush? Let me brush my teeth." I love it. It's so much pleasure. I love that minty flavor. No, never said I. I've never enjoyed it, but I do it multiple times a day, every day, because I want the results that come from putting on my deodorant. I want the results that come from brushing my teeth. So this is your deodorant. You better have a why, and you better be serious about your why. You better come to live class for connection, even when you don't want to. You better earn that fast track badge, and you better journal. You do those 4 things, the only thing separating you from your goal is a little bit of time. That's it. Can I get an amen from some of you that's been around a while and you've seen this play out? These are the things, because here's what we have to do to lose weight. We have to operate in a calorie deficit. Watch this, y'all. Boom, boom, boom. You have to operate in a calorie deficit, and you have to control insulin. Anything anybody else tells you is just smoke. The only thing you got to do to lose body fat is to be in a calorie deficit and control insulin. That's it. Does your why create a calorie deficit or control insulin? No. Does a live class? No. Does earning your fast track badge? No. Does journaling? No. So nobody wants to do these things because in their mind, that really doesn't directly cause a calorie deficit or control insulin. But these are the criteria. These are the daily disciplines you have to engage in weekly when it comes to live class. These are the things you got to do to overcome life. That's what some are missing. They haven't yet figured out how to overcome life. The negativity in life, you're surrounded by negativity. You're surrounded by folks who are losing their love for one another. You're surrounded by a spoiled culture. You're surrounded by folks that overindulge and seek pleasure and are lovers of pleasures more than they're lovers of God. These things here contribute to helping us overcome life so that we can apply what we're learning in class, create a calorie deficit, control insulin, and live happier, healthier lives. So until you commit to 4 out of 4 of these things, just like you would putting on your deodorant or brushing your teeth, we're not going to move expeditiously toward our goal. Does that resonate with anybody? Do I have anybody this week? I just want to know. A show of hands. And I tell you what, I'll even print this off and hold you accountable if you'll let me. I'll print this off and I'll look and see who said, I need these words so I'll know who it is. I will do it. Do I have anybody that will commit to giving me 4 out of 4 of these Monday through Sunday? Do I have anybody that'll commit to that? If you'll do it, I'll call you out next week and we'll see if you did it. I love it. These are the big 4. There's others. There's even more important things than these. Your Bible devotional, that kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff. But these 4, these are your big 4. Okay? I'm going to call you out on that next Monday. We'll see if y'all committed. On 4 out of 4, I bet you have one of the better weeks you've ever had. Good job, everybody. I love it. All I'm asking you is to build your why. Review it 3 times a day. That's a few minutes. You don't need to watch reruns of Friends. You can look at your why. I need 1 live class a week. You just accomplished it. More is better. If you can do more this week, let's do that. If you haven't earned your Fast Track badge, earn it. Now, if you're a free community member, I get that you don't have that ability because you don't have Fast Track. But you just come to live class. You'll give me 3 out of 3. And then everybody here, even our free community members, has an online journal. And we'll be more successful this week. Then once we've sufficiently motivated ourselves with our deodorant, our daily Shibboleth deodorant, where do I come up with these goofy things? No wonder some folks like me and some people don't. I'm goofy. They just pop out of my head. I don't know how that happens. Shibboleth deodorant. Next, we've got to live the daily disciplines. You've got to. If you want to be successful, you've got to live these daily disciplines. We have 2 kinds of days, perfect day, holiday. Until you fully dedicate yourself to the perfect day, holiday part of our lifestyle, you're not going to be successful either. This program is not built for you to have okay days. There's no such thing as an okay day. It's either a perfect day or it's a holiday. Now, those of you that are Bible lovers, you should love this philosophy. It comes right out of the Bible. I wish that were cold or hot, but they are lukewarm. Therefore, I spew thee out of my mouth. We don't do lukewarm. Let your yeas be yea and your nays be nay. That's what the Bible says. Let your yeas be yea and your nays be nay. There's nothing in between. Now, either's okay, but there's nothing in between. It's either a perfect day or it's a holiday. You get 6 holidays a month to eat what you want when you're trying to lose weight with our lifestyle. You get 12 holidays a month when you're in maintenance. That's almost half your month. Nobody here's that spoiled that you need more than that. I know you can do that. That is 72 holidays a year and 144 a year in maintenance. 144 days out of 365, you could have holidays and keep the weight off. Okay? We're going to work hard to get there, and then we relax. Monday through Thursday, we nail it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we take off and do it again next week. Life is awesome now. If that doesn't motivate you, it's because you're not engaging with your Shibboleth deodorant every day. You're not working your why. Okay? Then we have a perfect day. We got to have some perfect days to control insulin and to operate in a calorie deficit. These are right out of my Bible too. When I had a problem, that's how I set up the lifestyle. I set it up based upon principles in the Bible that were meaningful to me, and then threw in some sound nutritional information. So holidays, if you so much as lick the cheese dust off a Dorito on Monday, that Monday's a holiday. If you go and they run you out of the crab leg buffet, that happened to me. If they run you out of the crab leg buffet and you ate until butter juice was coming out to your nostril, that's still just one holiday. That's a day of grace. That's a day of grace. As long as you're doing this okay thing, you're never going, listen, teaching moment, he just throws this stuff together. No, I don't. If you're a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump. Your body works on a circadian rhythm. It works on a 24-hour basis. It works, the metabolic metabolism goes up, it goes down for recovery. It goes with the cycle of the moon. Your body works that way. You go into recovery at night, you get up, and metabolism gets up, and you're supposed to go hunt, kill, slay it, eat it, and then you come back and you rest again after the sun sets and quit eating so your body can recover, etc. So also when we eat, we're producing insulin, okay? And insulin works against us when we're efficiently burning fat. So even though you only let's say that you maintained a calorie deficit today, but you eat Cheez-Its. You are under your you eat Cheez-Its, and you feel you did good. Well, you did do good. You moderated your eating, but you had a little too much insulin secretion. So daily insulin secretions, they begin to stack up, because insulin, once you spike it, it's there to stay for a little while. So even if you're spiking it a little bit every day and keeping a pretty heavy load of insulin in your bloodstream every day, you're not going to be able to efficiently burn fat, even if you're in a calorie deficit. So we want to, it's a perfect day or a holiday. If we so much as lick cheese dust off a Dorito, holiday. Perfect days, I'm drinking my water. I'm journaling. I'm eating in the right food combinations to control insulin day in and day out. I'm eating the right portions per eating episode, and daily rations. I'm not going over 3 a day. And if I'm having mental weakness, I can have my approved snack and freebies, but my goal is to operate with 3 or less eating episodes a day. I eat and I stop. I do not graze all day. Everybody say the grazing's got to go. I'm not a cow. I do not have 4 stomachs. I should not be grazing. It's either time to eat or it's not. And I get up to 3 times a day to eat. That is plenty. That's too much. You don't need 3. When we say I'm having 3, but I'm starving to death, you know what I'm thinking? I'm not going to tell him, like, he must have 4 stomachs like a cow, because that little thing don't hold. Look, take your valves off there. You've got, this is it. I mean, how much food can you pack in this thing here, right here? How much can you pack in there? Oh my gosh. I mean, we usually before the stomach, before we've even moved to the absorption phase, when we eat, it goes to our stomach. Most of us have had 3 meals before the first meal has even got completed and left the stomach. Not a cow, and I'm not a pig. I love Kim Dankey stuff. Yeah, we're not that. We're not a hog. All right, so 3 eating episodes a day is what we're working for. And then timing. Timing is for optimization. You can either spread your meals out 4 to 6 hours. This is the only rule that you can violate and it not be a holiday. Okay? We either spread our meals out 4 to 6 hours, or we get a minimum 12-hour fast. And our goal is to become a person who fasts 16 hours a day, including sleep. But 12 is a good start. That's a good training wheel number right there. So really, to me, it doesn't matter when you eat your 3 eating episodes, as long as you get that 16-hour fast to process all that you're eating. If I follow these rules, that's tons of eating variety I get, and I can eat my way to leanness. If I just follow these rules, and I have many more perfect days than holidays in the beginning, I'm going to get to goal and I can move on with my life. Why would I let the devil defeat me on a daily basis with a stupid, sorry to all the Girl Scout, that's just what we got some in the house right now, and they keep staring at me. Why would I be defeated over a Girl Scout cookie? The pleasure is so temporary, Travis. Why would you not delay your gratification? Wait until it's a holiday, then have your girl. You tell that thing to shut up until it's time to eat it on a holiday. You shut up, Girl Scout cookie. Be quiet. I can have you when I can have you. When I work hard, later I'll get to play hard and I'll have you then, but not today, because I'm not setting myself back. I get one life, one shot at this thing. Is your life even a vapor? Well, do something with it. It's not here for long. So let's do something with it. Let's live with more joy, more passion. Don't give your life and your soul to an inanimate, soulless object called food. Eat when it's time to eat, and don't eat when it's not time to eat. It's pretty simple. You're feeding yourself because you can. Doesn't mean you need to. Any questions or comments? Thanks for all the kind comments. I've seen several scrolling, so thank you so much. We appreciate y'all very much. Any questions or comments before we go to the 12 o'clock session? Jody says, Power Crunch chocolate mint bar tastes like a Girl Scout mint cookie. It does indeed. It does indeed. Great void replacement. God bless you, Darlene. Vicky, if I get hungry and have to have an approved snack, what's the best snack to have? There's so many. I wouldn't really know where to start. If I'm needing a snack and it's salty, I'm usually choosing something like salted peanuts. A handful of salted peanuts are a snack for me. About 2/3 of a Quest bar I'll eat for a snack. 2/3 of a Power Crunch bar I'll eat for a snack. I'm just telling you about my personal journey. A cup of ice cream. I love no sugar added Breyers salted caramel ice cream. A cup of that is a snack. A Halo Top, up to a cup of that is a snack. Health Smart peanut butter patties. If I'm looking for something like a Reese's, Health Smart peanut butter patties or Quest peanut butter cups. Those are approved snacks. So there's endless variety. Vicki, what I would suggest is writing down a list. What are the things, I suggest this for everybody, what are the things that triggers you to binge? What are the things that trigger you to graze? Is it a salty craving during the day? Is it a sweet craving? And then specifically write those things down. Like say, I love Reese's. And then you come to class, say, what is the void replacement for Reese's? And if we have one, and most of the time we do, you just switch that out for, what's the difference though? What's the difference between a Reese cup and a Health Smart peanut butter patty? A Reese cup is fat and sugar, so you get fat storage. Sugar and fat together is always fat storage. If you eat a Health Smart peanut butter patty, the fat in it is used as an energy source, and you don't have to worry about insulin, so you don't get the fat storage. The fat dissipates as heat and goes away unless you're in a calorie surplus. You have to still be operating in a calorie deficit. So there's always some void replacement out there. Sugar-free Jell-O is a good one. Julie says start with a freebie like pickles or sugar-free Jell-O or freebies. I'd rather see you do a freebie than a snack. Raisin cream pies. If you're talking about Finaflex, oh, you love raisin cream pies. Okay, check out Finaflex oatmeal pies, Vicky. Do y'all agree? Has anybody had a Finaflex oatmeal pie? You can find those in our e-store or you can find them on Amazon. Finaflex oatmeal pies is a great void replacement for a raisin cream pie. Darlene says chocolate chips and coffee with cream are my vices. I've got chocolate chips in there right now that I eat several times a week. I think it's Lindy's. Maybe I'm off on the name, but it's no sugar added chocolate chips that I use as a condiment in my Mighty Muffin. Do you put chocolate chips in your coffee? Is that what you're saying? Because you said chocolate chips and coffee with cream. So why not drink? Tell me how you're having your coffee, and I'll tell you the void replacement. I'm about to have to go to 12 o'clock session, so if I miss it, bring that question back. I didn't really give up anything. I don't think I would have been successful. I just found a void replacement for every single thing that I needed to give up, whether it was spaghetti, whether it was fettuccine, whether it was pizza, whether it was Reese's, whether it was the Moose Tracks ice cream. I just always go and find a void replacement, and there's plenty out there that control insulin. That's the difference. Approved foods here will control insulin. You can still put on weight if you overeat them, but you'll still control insulin. Lily's, that was it. Thank you, Alicia. It was Lily's. I always forget. That's a new one to me. And I've started using those, and I love those. Sugar-free chocolate chips. And I use them in a Mighty Muffin. No, you just like the chips. I'd have to look at it for you if you want to email info@myshibboleth.com and address your question to me. I'd have to go look at the pack. I don't eat them by themselves. Your coffee you can have, you just need to use approved creamer. If you use approved creamer, your coffee's a freebie. And then there's a way to have those sugar-free chocolate chips that we probably call it an extra, but I'd have to go look at the calories and stuff. I haven't tried Lily's chocolate, just the chocolate chips. Julie says it's all about finding the swaps. I gotta go, y'all. I'm so sorry to bail on you. I love y'all. Some of you's coming with me anyway, but I'm going over to the 12 o'clock session, and I'll see you there, and we'll keep exploring these deep dive questions. Bye, y'all.